Hi, I'm Niall from Gulfstream Boat Sales. This is a 2005 Aquafish 23 fitted with a MerCruiser, 2.8 litre, 165 horsepower Bravo 3 Sterndrive diesel. We're going to take a walk around this boat. We're going to show you the condition that it's in, show you the features that it has, and hopefully help you to figure out whether this might be the right boat for you. I'm actually going to start this video with the paperwork. Because this isn't a model that I'm overly familiar with, but there is a ton of paperwork with it, which is good. So starting with the original build manual, so it was built by Aquafish in the south coast of England. They are still going. I think they have maybe been acquired by another company, but the brand Aquafish is still on the go. So this one you can see is a category C boat, an Aquafish 23. It's 23 foot long, has a beam of 8 foot 4 inches. The draft is 3 foot 6 with the leg lowered. The hull weight, I think that's excluding the engine, is 885 kilos. So probably around about maybe 1,500 kilos all up. 2005 hull number. And you can see there, this was signed in 2008. So I think this was a hull that came out of the mold in 05, but wasn't actually completed until 2008. So the certificate was issued in April 2008. So it's effectively a 2008 boat, even though it's an 05 hull number. It was, and then this is the build spec on it. So, pretty detailed specification. It's a 2-owner boat. The original owner in 2008 had it coded for charter. So you can see this is the document where it was coded for charter. That has now expired. So it was coded for charter in May 08, but he only kept it for a year because it was sold on to the current owner then in October 2009. So you can see there that it's a 2-owner boat. It basically done nothing as a charter boat, as far as I can see. It was only had 1 season's use, and then he sold it on to the current owner. So we've got all the original builder paperwork. We've got the original paperwork for the trailer. It's a 2-ton trailer as well, first supplied in 2008 as well, as far as I know. So yeah, quoted in late 07, supplied 08. And then we've got the Aquafish 23 build stuff. We've got handbooks and manuals, operation manual for the engine, and then another bunch of owner's handbooks and stuff there. So a complete paperwork pack for this boat, which is always nice to see. So the history is the current owners had it since October 2009. It has been a pleasure boat. It was not used commercially by the current owner. And the only reason he's selling it is because we supplied him a new boat there around a month or so ago. So good, clean, honest boat, has been used on the north coast of Ireland since October 2009, regularly serviced by Tony's Marine Services here in Coleraine, a very highly respected engineer, MerCruiser engineer, and yeah, everything on the boat works, and it is a nice example of one of these Aquafish 23s. I'm going to take a walk around it and show you up close what it looks like now. So taking a walk down along the port side, it is in very good condition. Navy gel coat looks good down this side. We've given the boat a compound and polish just to get a bit of a shine back onto it. Nice big chunky stainless steel bow rails, stainless steel anchor roller at the front, huge big D fender, big rubber fender strip around her as well. She's anti-foiled in red. We have just touched up the waterline and the bow just to clean it up. You can see the original anti-foiling back in there, but it was in pretty good condition. That's the original condition of the anti-foiling just back there. And we just freshened up the waterline, so it'll just need to be finished off underneath the rollers before you would launch her for the season ahead. Boat's called Blue Water. It's quite a good name, so we left it on it. Aquafish 23 has these nice high guardrails all the way around the aft deck. Huge big aft deck on this thing, perfect for fishing, a lot of people from. And all the way back to the stern corner. A few wee minor nicks and stuff on this side, but nothing major. Cleats are secure. Yeah, we'll take a look at the transom now in a wee second. The bow of the boat has a few wee nicks on the navy blue gel just from putting her on and off the trailer. And then the starboard side, if you stand back, it looks good, but this is the side that the owner berthed on. So, and it also, the boat had a pot hauler fitted to it as well. So he hauled the pots up on this side as well. So there are some scratches on the navy blue. Nothing of any real significance. It's mostly surface scratches. You could fill them all in if you wanted to, if you wanted to leave it mint, but I mean, it's not really that type of boat. It's more a sort of commercial grade, almost a working boat. It could very well be a working boat, although the owner has used it for pleasure use, but yeah, so but there's no damage, no impact damage. None of these scratches have actually gone through the gel. There has been no gel coat repairs carried out to this boat as far as we can tell. This is the complete honest condition that you're seeing here. Fender strip is good down this side. Bow rails look good. Cabin roofline and wheelhouse all look good as well. And yeah, coming all the way back here on this starboard side, we fender rub mark there. It is in generally very good condition. Wee bit of damage here, and a wee bit of stress cracking there, where it's maybe just caught the corner at a time. But again, all well above the waterline, nothing really to worry about. So taking a look then at the transom, we've got a little fold-in stainless steel bathing ladder over here. We've got deck scuppers with pretty new looking rubbers on them on the port and starboard side. So it is obviously a self-bailing deck. Decks bail through those scuppers. Huge big transom anode on it there. Bilge pump outlet. And then a wee scoop at the back of it. An opening in the guardrails. Now the boat is fitted with a MerCruiser 2.8 litre diesel, turbo diesel unit, makes 165 horsepower, and it's matched up to this Bravo 3 Sterndrive. It's spinning 26-inch pitch propellers. The props are in good condition. The Sterndrive itself it does appear to be in very good order. And last year it had a replacement transom assembly. So if you're familiar with these Bravo drives, they can be prone to wear in the gimbal ring. There's a steering pin comes down there. They can wear out the gimbal ring. And the best repair, you can actually repair them, but the best way to do it is by replacing the transom assembly. It's also the most expensive way to do it, but that's the way that this one has been done. So this is a brand new transom assembly, brand new gimbal ring last year. It means that there's no play in the drive. That's just a wee bit of play in the steering, but it's nice and solid. There's no play in the gimbal ring and the steering pin, and the Sterndrive is in very good condition. So the boat has been regularly looked after, as I said, by Tony's Marine, and the bellows and things were done at that time as well. Bellows are in good shape. Does need a set of anodes now before it's launched for the coming season, but these ones have done their job this season. No corrosion worth talking about on the drive. As I said, props are in good shape and stuff. So mechanically, this boat is very good. It's not the type of boat we normally sell, so I was only going to get involved in helping the owner sell it if it was mechanically good, and it is. He has looked after it. It's running really well. We do have a full sea trial video of the boat online as well, so you can see exactly how it's performing. But it runs well. Gear shift and things is nice, and it does perform quite well with that Bravo 3 Sterndrive diesel. There's a huge aft deck on this boat. And it's ideal. I mean, I sort of refer to it as like a half decker would be the traditional term as far as I know. So you get your forward pilot house there with room for probably 3 or 4 people to sit up in there. Nice overhang from the roof, so you can, a couple of people can stand in behind the wheelhouse, and they'll be protected from the elements whenever the boat's underway, or if you get caught in a rain shower or something. And then you have this huge big deck area for fishing from. Ideally, that's obviously what the boat is designed for. But likewise, you could, it'd be great for diving off. You've got loads of room here for gear. Even if you're just using this as like a family fun boat, you could fire kayaks and paddle boards and all sorts of gear into the back end of this boat. And it's one of those boats you're not going to be particularly precious off. You're not going to worry about getting anything dirty or whatever. Obviously, all molded skid surfaces, paint finish, and it's just hit it with a hose to keep it clean. Get a scrubbing brush there in the gunnel. Engine access is very easy. Just pull that box forward, and as I said, you got these nice high guardrails all the way around it as well, so they come up to waist height. So if anybody is fishing off the boat, you're going to feel very safe and secure inside it. There's rod holders down each side, 3 on each side. This is the mounting bracket for the pot hauler, which the owner's taken off, put on his new boat. This allows this sort of guardrail to swing out of the way, so if he's using the pot hauler, he can do that. It also actually makes it easier to board the boat, so the boat is always berthed on that side, so you can swing that out of the way and step onto this box here, so it's easy to step into the boat as well. So it's another reason why that rail swivels. Rod holders, stern cleats, good condition on both sides. 3 rod holders up the port side as well. This is your fuel filler point here. This must be like a wee security device or something, perhaps, I don't know. But that's your fuel filler cap. What else do we have? Handrails on the back of the wheelhouse, 3 of them in total. including this big chunky one. Deck light, which is working. Up on top of the wheelhouse, we've got our A-frame with radome up there for Uno radar, navigation light, anchor light, radar reflector, GPS antenna, VHF antenna, and a life raft. Now the life raft has not been serviced, hasn't been checked recently. So if you're planning on relying on that, you would definitely have to get it serviced. But it's going with the boat. It's just due service. And then up forward, you've got this little molded in step here, so you can hop up here, grab on the handrail. Big chunky stainless steel, or sorry, is it stainless steel? Aluminium alloy, I would say. Midships cleat, and then a huge chunky stainless steel handrail on the roof, and access up onto the foredeck. So decent space on the foredeck. Big Samson post for tying off your anchor. No anchor locker actually, which is unusual, so you probably need to get an anchor to live there or something. Anyway, you've got that marine setup, no locker, and twin screens up forward. This is like a little, I think that's your sort of AM FM aerial, and then cabin roof in good condition. Does need wipers. The windscreens are a wee bit scored as well. The wipers were a bit past their best, to be honest, so we'll have to replace the wiper arms. Not the arms are okay, just needs new wipers, and the screens are a wee bit scored, but I don't think it would be too big a deal to replace those screens if need be. So there you go. Everything looks pretty good up here, and again, you can walk down along this side deck as well and easily get access back into the aft deck. The battery isolator switch lives underneath this compartment, so I'm just going to fire this on now so we can take you in through the wheelhouse. Twin battery system on the boat as far as I'm aware, so it's got a 4-position isolator switch. So that turns on, bit of storage down in there. Diesel pre-filter. Yeah, 2 batteries there mounted longitudinally. We'll take a look at the engine bay in a wee minute, but for now we'll head into the wheelhouse. So you can lock this door, but just put a padlock on there. There's a wee clip to hold this open, so you can clip that up there, and then you've got access into the wheelhouse. Again, fairly basic, but it does everything it needs to do. So one step down in here, passenger seat, helm seat, V-berth arrangement up forward, V-seating area. And then this boat is packed to the gunnels with electronics. I think I went through all this stuff. Somebody must have left this on. That's why it came on with the isolator switch. But I did go through all of this gear on the sea trial video. So if you want to know how this all works and confirm that it is all working, you can check out our separate sea trial video. But yeah, everything works. You know, the boat has been in regular use by the owner. He's out at sea, doesn't want to take any chances with safety equipment or gear, so you know, he's made sure that his VHF's working, his chart plotter's working. He's got a backup there, so he's 2 chart plotters. He's got a pretty sophisticated fish finder here and radar as well, so everything is operational. Also got a steering compass, all the engine instruments. I think we did go through all this stuff on the sea trail, so I'll not bore you with the details again. If you're interested in how the boat runs on the water, check out the sea trail video. Currently got 1,060 hours on it, 1060 hours. All the wee switch panels are working, all the lights, cabin lights. That's that wee boy over there, he's working. Wipers are working. I'm not going to hit them now because there's no blades on, but they are working. That's the deck light switch for this deck light out here, so that's working. Bilge pumps are working. And you've got switch panels down there for a lot of the electronics, radios working. And also the stereo. I'll just flick that on if I can get the cover open. What is it? So it's working as well. Let's just get something going here. Speaker there. Speaker there. Sony stereo, that looks like new speakers as well. All the wiring's pretty tidy in here as well. Fuse boxes are easy to get to. I mean, this is a boat that has been looked after. There's no 2 ways about it. Whenever you step on a boat like this and everything you put your hand to works, And you can see things like the speakers have been replaced, you know, there's been maintenance done, that transom assembly's been done. You can tell this boat has been well looked after, and it gives me a lot more confidence selling the boat, and you can be a lot more confident buying it, that there's not going to be any, you know, hidden issues with it. Obviously we'd always recommend you get a survey done on any second-hand boat, but there's a lot of good indications that this boat has been well cared for, so it is a nice example, and I'm happy to advertise it. And I think it's advertised at a sensible price as well. You know, it's one of the other stipulations. I made sure that we're putting it on a reasonable asking price, including the trailer and everything else. So what else can we point out in here? We've got full standing headroom for me. I'm 5'10", and there's another 2 or 3 inches of clearance. There's even more if you stand down here, because there's a wee step there. So plenty of headroom in here. It's a good sized wheelhouse. There's room for the helm seat, the passenger seat, and somebody else to stand here. There's room for 4 or 5 people to sit up in that wee V-berth area. All the upholstery's in decent order, all the timber and stuff's good. There's no evidence of any leaks or anything in here. We've got storage underneath all these compartments. There's the anchor actually, because there's no anchor locker. If you are ever dropping that anchor, be sure to go to the bow and do it, and only anchor off that forward cleat Samson post on the bow. All these wee compartments are all nice and clean and dry. These are just storage bins. Plenty of storage on the shelves around there. Let's take a look in the bilges here. All looks clean and tidy as well. Nice and solid. That's a manual bilge pump. There's an electric bilge pump down in there as well. Those wee floats and stuff will need tested. That's the only thing I haven't looked at. Storage in these seat boxes as well. So storage in there and storage in there. So there you go, that's the wheelhouse. Coat hook, wee like bin for phones with odds and ends. Another big chunky handrail here as well. And yeah, nice helm station, fold out cup holders, one there and one there. I think that about covers it in the wheelhouse. Let's take a look in the engine bay now. So you just unclip the box and it slides forward to give you access to the engine. So excellent service access for, you know, daily checks or more in-depth maintenance. You're sitting looking at you, it's not hard to work at this engine. Even to change that transom assembly would have been pretty straightforward, I would imagine. You know, would have just been a matter of disconnecting the engine, swinging it out. But you can see there that all this gear back here, the steering arm and everything, this is all part of this transom assembly, so it's all brand new, which is really good. So that's all in good shape. That's the rear engine mounts as well, are part of that. The engine itself, again, looks clean and tidy. It starts on the button. It runs well. I can't remember the exact figures, but it sort of cruises 16, 17, 18 knots. Check out the sea trial video and you'll see exactly how it performs, but there's more than enough power here in this 2.8 litre unit to get this boat up on plane quickly and run it, you know, at sort of good, solid cruising, planing speeds. Service checkpoints are easy to get to. This is your Sterndrive oil level bottle here. Engine oil, dipstick there. You also have a little header tank, so it's a closed cooling engine. D2.8 litre, D-tronic diesel. So it's closed cooling, so that means the raw water from the sea just comes in through this heat exchanger and back out. So the actual engine itself is cooled by coolant, so you don't get long-term corrosion issues with the actual engine, which is good. So that's the header tank level. Wee expansion bottle lives down in there. You've got your seawater strainer handy at the front of the engine, so you can check on cooling water flow and clear out any weeds or anything if you get it clogged. And then also over on this starboard side, you've got your power steering fluid level here, your engine serial number plate, oil filter, looks pretty fresh, and the bilge and everything, you know, it all looks nice and clean and tidy. So nice engine bay, mechanically good this boat, 1,060 hours on it and ready to go for 1,000 more. The boat is fitted with a raw water washdown pump. So this is your washdown point here, and there's your hose. So that's just a standard garden hose fitting, coiled hose with a trigger on it. Connects to that. You flick on the deck wash pump, or this, yeah, deck wash on the switch panel inside, and so it's perfect for hosing, rinsing off the deck, washing off fish guts and stuff like that. There's also a 12-volt power socket there in that box as well. Throw a life ring we just left on it as well. and I think that about covers it. So, nice boat, good honest boat. It is what it is, Aquafish 23, properly serviced, properly looked after on the trailer. The trailer has also had, the axles were replaced at some point in the past, and the wheel bearings were just changed literally before the boat was collected, so the wheel bearings have just been done. Now the brakes aren't working anymore on the trailer, but it is a decent launching trailer. Wheel bearings are good. I did collect the boat in Ballycastle and tow it down here, towed fine. It's not that heavy, you know, the boat and trailer combined are only about 2 ton. So, you know, most vans and things will tow it. But yeah, the trailer is included in the advertised asking price. So there you have it. That is our Aquafish 23. Hull was produced 2005, but going by the paperwork, the boat was first delivered and commissioned in 2008. It's had the same owner since 2009, so 200 boat from new, fitted with a MerCruiser 2.8 litre D-Tronic, 165 horsepower Sterndrive, 1,060 hours on the clock. Very good spec with the radar, the 2 GPSs, the VHF radio, the deck wash, the trailer, the life raft and all that sort of, you know, it needs a service, but it is included. So it's a nice package. It has been well looked after, it's been professionally serviced and maintained, and it is ready to go to the water for the 2023 season. If you're interested in the boat, if you want to come and have a look at it, if you want to arrange a sea trial or a survey, please don't hesitate to get in touch. The best way to do that is by calling me on the number at the top of our website, or you can send me an email to sales@gulfstreamshop.com, or you can fill out the callback request form on this page of our website, and I'll contact you at a time that's convenient. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it useful.